sure that
Adnan, Chetan,
जिगर
Jiku.
अजीत समाज मराठ
Anup, Akil, Mohammed.
work in the best way. So, team one, share your screen and your 15 minutes starts now.
Okay. So first of all, fundamental, these are the pre-project activities where we perform need assessment, business case, benefit management plans. We have 5 focus group initiation where we perform, in initiation we have 3 documents, assumption log, stakeholder register and project charter. Similarly, planning we have 18 documents and we decide which methodology we have to follow, predictive or agile. So execution, monitoring and control and closing. The next is types of organization. We have 3 different types of organization, functional organization, project oriented organization and matrix organization. In matrix organization, we have further 3 types: weak matrix, strong matrix, and balanced matrix. Similarly, we have different types of PMOs: supportive, directive, and controlling. Factors influencing the project. OPS and EFF are the major factors that influence the project. In EFF, we have PESTEL: political, economic, social, technical, legal, and environmental. Project constraint. We have 7 major constraints: scope, schedule, cost, quality, risk, procurement, customer satisfaction. The next topic is stakeholder. The first step is identification of stakeholder. We perform 5 different methods to identify the stakeholders. First one is focus group, expert judgment, OPS, EFF, and workshop. After stakeholder identification, the next step is record stakeholder or stakeholder register. The next step is analyze the stakeholder. Upward, downward, southward, sideward. In upward, we have CEO sponsor. In downward, we have team members or lower staff. And sideward, we have other PM. Prioritize the stakeholder. High power, high interest. Those who have high power, high interest, manage them closely. Those who have high power, low interest, keep satisfied, like media houses. Low power, high interest, keep informed. Low power, low interest, keep them on watch list. The next is stakeholder engagement plan. In stakeholder engagement plan, basically it outlines the requirement and expectation of the stakeholder from the project. Next is utilize stakeholder engagement plan. Here we have stakeholder engagement matrix where we have unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, and leading. Implement SCGP after approval from CCB or sponsor. Review SCP. Review throughout the project for effective implementation of the stakeholder management plan. If new stakeholder identified, add to the risk register and raise change request to update the relevant documents like SCP and communication management plan, risk management plan. Similarly, we have Agile, the next topic. In Agile, scope is not fixed, time and budget is fixed. 4 values of Agile: customer collaboration, our contract negotiation, respond to change, our following plan, working software, our comprehensive documentation, individual and interaction, our process tools. 12 principles: satisfy the customer, welcome change, incremental delivery, work together, trust and support, face-to-face conversation, working software, sustainable development, maintain simplicity, self-organizing team, reflect and adjust. Agile practices: Scrum, Kanban, Crystal, Lean, XP. Agile planning, sprint planning, daily stand-up, release planning, Scrum methodologies. In Scrum methodology, we have 3 documents: product backlog, sprint backlog, product increment. 3 roles: product owner, development team, and Scrum master. 5 ceremonies: sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, retrospective, we have 5 stages. Set the stage, gather the data, generate insight, decide what to do, close the retrospective. Checklist in Agile. Definition of ready, definition of done, and acceptable criteria. Acceptance criteria. Sorry. Information radiator. Burn up chart, burn down chart, task board, and Kanban board. Prioritization techniques. Prioritization is performed by the product owner, and different techniques like planning poker, Moscow wideband, Delphi, ideal or affinity estimation, lightweight estimation, 100-point Kano model, Karnoki series. These are the prioritization techniques. Now I will like to call Mr. Salman to explain the risk. So Salman, please.
Like for the risk topic, the risk probability into the impact not yet occurred, and there is must be planned to handle. Issue occurs. If an issue occurs, no plan and no problem occurs, then it's an issue. So we have an issue log, RCA, raise change request. When the change request gets approved by the CCB, we have to implement the response. And after that, we have to update the issue log. If the risk occurs again, then update the risk register and update the lesson learned. Risk identification. We have to do a workshop, expert judgment, SWOT analysis, EEF, OBAS, other tools. Risk register. After we identify the risk, we put it in the risk register. Risk management plan. It will show you the outline of the procedure and how the risk will be handled. Prioritization techniques of risk. We have two types, qualitative and quantitative. The risk response, proactive strategy and reactive strategy. Monitoring and control. We do audits and risk review meeting, reverse analysis and risk report. Yeah. Should I go with it? Okay. Four type in the team. We have 4 type of resource: manpower, money, material, and machinery. Resource management plan. It's about identify the resource and skill need. The second one is identify the level of skills need and identify the physical or virtual team or hybrid we need. And the team charter, it will show the ground rules, project vision, value, conflict, and decision. We have 4 types of decision: anonymous, majority, autocratic or dictatorship, plurality. Stage of team. We use a Techman ladder. It has like 5 stage: forming stage, storming stage, norming stage, performing stage, and adjourning stage. For the motivation theories, we have Maslow theory, Herzberg theory, theory X and theory Y, McClelland theory, Halo effect, and expense theory. For the conflict resolution techniques, there's a graph that will show you the win-win and the win-lose, lose-win, lose-lose, and compromising. Types of leadership: transactional leadership, servant leadership, transformational leadership, laissez-faire leadership. And we have also a document that called RASI that will show the responsibility and accountability, consult, and who to inform. For the RAM is the responsibility assignment matrix. And we have the resource calendar.
Okay, next, Mr. Bakar.
6 minutes left.
We'll move on to quality. Quality is basically we have organizational standards that are external and internal,
सर
and
जब
tools
एप्लीकेशन ही
to
सबमिट करते हैं
identify
शुरू
the
में
best
उस एप्लीकेशन की बात
practices
कर
for
रहा
the quality are
हूँ जो आपने कल लड़कों को करवाई है सबमिट
benchmarking, check sheet, control chart, fishbone diagram, Pareto chart, sampling, scatter diagram, histogram, rule of seven. Then we have quality planning, which involves cost of quality that has conformance and non-conformance. And then we have quality matrix, which is key performance indicators, quality management plan that is driven by the standards, and then you have quality assurance, which is basically following the right processes. And then you have quality control, which involves inspect agreed quality standards, verify deliverables, control chart, Pareto chart, check sheet. Pareto chart is 2080 principle. Then we have communication. Communication has the 4 R's of communication, which is the right information, right time, at the right people to create a right impact. Then you have the types of communication, which is push, pull, and interactive. Then the communication model is encode, which is transferring the message, decode, which is receiving the message, and then the feedback is response, and then you have any unnecessary distractions, those are the noise. Then if you can scroll up a little bit. Communication requirements are like formal, informal, verbal, written, video, face-to-face communications, which are the preferred way of communication. And then you have the communication channels. There's a formula for that, n minus 1 divided by 2. And then you have the types of information, which is work data, work performance information, and work performance report. Then the communication tools are the basically for the urgency of need for information. You have the availability of technology, ease of use, project information, sensitivity, and confidentiality of the information. Then communication management plan is the stakeholder communication requirement, information to be communicated, time frame and frequency, reason for the distribution of information, who will receive the information.
That's it, sir. It was so far what we have done.
Okay, that is the entire thing. Okay, first of all, I would like to appreciate Asnan. Stop your screen sharing. I like to appreciate how beautiful the mind map was. I really loved it. How well you guys met the team, managed the team. That was really good. I really liked it. Good job, Asnan. Good job, the entire team who did it. So round of applause. Team 1 has set a high standard here. So team 2, that is Garima, Sheikh, Mohammed Sheikh, Abais Khan, Rida, Sharia, Shoaib, Asfar. That's now your time. Please share your screen. Team 2,
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
please.
Okay. Share.
Your screen is stopped, it's not shared.
Yeah, I'll share again.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we have the fundamental topics first. So there is project, which has a start and end date, and then we have project life cycle, which is initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and control. So in the initiation stage, we have 3 documents, that is project charter, stakeholder register, assumption log. And in planning, so there are 18 plans and 33 documents in total. In execution, we work on deliverables and monitoring and control, like there is variance analysis, that is plan versus the actual, and then we monitor quality, and then In closing, the deliverables are the approved and we adjourn the project. So the topic is triple constraint, which is scope, cost, and time. And then there is PMO, which is supportive, controlling, and directive. There are like three types of organizations, that is projectized, functional, matrix. So one is projectized is 100% PM driven. Functional is 100% uh, driven by a functional manager. In matrix, we have three types, that is strong, weak, and balanced. So strong, where PM has more power and functional manager has less power. In weak, functional manager has more power, project coordinator has some power, so around 10%. Balanced, both have the same power. Then we have project type, that is predictive, incremental, iterative, agile, and hybrid. And we also did included needs assessment in it, which is basically pastel, political, economic, community. Then we included government regulations, social, and then there is business document, which has business case and benefit management plan. So business case is tangible, and benefit management plan is intangible. So business case would include ROI, benefit and cost, payback period, NPV, income expense. Then we have OPAs, that is templates, organizational strategy, portfolios, which is further classified into programs, projects, and operations. And then we have lesson learned registers. Then the leadership type includes servant leader, transactional, transformational, charismatic, and laissez-faire. And okay, then we go to agile. Anyone from the team?
Yeah, I can cover Agile. So for Agile, we had four values of Agile: customer collaboration over contract negotiation, respond to change over following a plan, working software over comprehensive document, individual instruction over process and tool. There are 12 principles of Agile, which we have now mentioned in detail. And then types of leadership, we had two types of leadership, which is I type and T type. I type specialized in one particular area. T type is more like a cross-functional team, which has an in-depth knowledge and also have a wide knowledge of other areas. And then we had Agile models, and then in which Scrum is divided into four parts, which is artifacts. I would say artifacts as like the type of the document, which is incremental, product backlog, and sprint backlog. And there were three principles: iterative, collaboration, and self-organization. And then we talk about the three roles of the Scrum, which is Scrum Master, Product Owner, and the development team. And then there are three events that happen in terms of the meetings, which is sprint planning meeting, daily Scrum meeting, and sprint review and sprint retrospective. And then within each model, we have Kanban, XP, and Lean. And then we talk about the information radiators, which is one of them is which shows the progress in collaboration areas, and we were just gonna add more detail, but for now we have burn up chart, burn down chart, and I think there's velocity chart. And then the next one is task and status board. And then within information radiator, we have value stream mapping and Kanban board. And then we talk about the basic concepts of Agile, which are Sprint Zero, Time Board, and Moscow. And then we further talked about the stakeholders which are involved in the agile, which is SME focus group, facilitated workshop document analysis OPA, EEF, which is further divided into PESTEL, which is I think political, economic, social. Not sure about TEL. Other. Um, Wait, sorry. I think I spoke about the stakeholder part up above for the identifying of the stakeholder. Does anyone want to cover stakeholder from team two?
Yes, I'll cover that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so for the stakeholders, first thing which we need to do is identify the stakeholder, which Ritha like read it first, how we can identify the stakeholder. So we need to just follow the six. We need to just first talk with the SME, who is the subject matter expert, and the focused group, and the facilitate workshop, document analysis, OP and EF. So these six areas we can identify the stakeholders. And then after identify the stakeholder, we need to put them into the in the in the category. Sorry, so we need to just put it in the first identify it and then analysis it. So in the analysis, we are just doing the categorization and the prioritization. So in the category, we can just do the internal, external, and in the internal, which is kind of a upward, downward, and sideward, and external are all the one who is directly or indirectly involved, and those are not those have the interest in the project. And the prioritization, we just mention about the power interest matrix, which is high power, low interest. So whosoever who have their high power, low interest, we need to manage them closely. Those are the kind of the people like CEO and other client type of people. And the second one is high power, low interest. So they are kind of a people which we need to just keep them satisfied. So they are kind of a government kind of agency. And the third one is low power, high interest, which is kind of a like they don't have power, but they have interest in your project, which is kind of a legal people, kitchen staff, and other people. And the fourth one is low power, low interest. So we can just keep those people in the watch list. And so then we have to just record it. We have to maintain the stakeholder register to maintain the all stakeholders. Then we have to prepare a stakeholder engagement plan, which is where we just keep them, we just find the categories who is kind of a, we just mention like who is, what is the current engagement of the stakeholder and what is the desired engagement of the stakeholder and how we can match it. So there are six things which we can focus on it, which is some stakeholders are unaware, some are resistant, some are neutral, some are supportive, and some are leading kind of a stakeholder. We need to take a close monitor on it. So Ahmed, that's it which we prepared so far. We just reached from the stakeholder only.
Okay, okay, good, great job, great job on doing that. Team two, very well done, Shreya. You held a better team, and I liked your mind map. Great job. Okay, team three. Now it's your time. Abhishek, Anusha, Asrar, Dinesh, Mateen, Munawwar, and Sana. Please share your mind map.
Sure, I can share my screen. First of all, we were able to complete all the topics.
Hello.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. How are you, my friend?
Yeah. So let me start with the fundamental. So we started with the pre-project activities. We would prepare the three documents, which are need assessment and then business case and benefit management plan. And then project has a 5 process groups, which is initiation. In the initiation, we would prepare 3 documents: project charter, assumption log, and then stakeholder register. In the planning, 18 plan documents, and then execution, we perform the work. Monitoring, we compare the plan versus the actual work, and then closing the project if the client deliverable is accepted. And then we listed 6 or 7 constraints: cost, schedule, scope, risk, and time and quality. And the things influence the project is OPA, organization process assessment. It provides the templates tools from the organization standpoint. And the next one is environment effective factors: political, economical, social, technological, legal, and environmental. And next is the types of organization. There are 3 types of organization. First one is a functional organization, second one is a projectized, and the third one is the matrix. Functional organization: functional manager has 100% control, project expediter has a zero control over the resource, and projectized, the project manager hold the complete control on the resources. Matrix organization is 3 different things: weak matrix, and then strong matrix, and then balanced matrix. Weak matrix, the functional manager has a more control over the resources. Project coordinator has a less power on than expediter. Strong matrix, PM and functional manager have a 50-50 control. If things don't work, they go to sponsor. And then balanced matrix, so PM, sorry, I confused. Strong matrix, PM has in charge of resources, and balanced matrix, functional manager and then project manager holds equal power. And different type of organizations, which is supportive. It provides the tools, techniques, templates, etc. And directive organization is a support, and it does the audits as well. And controlling organization, controlling PMO, supports, and it does audits and as well as the daily tasks. That is about the fundamental. Dinesh, you wanna move forward with agile?
Yeah, let me put that.
If you want to share your screen, it's okay, or you can take a look here.
Okay, I will share my screen.
Sure, yeah. You can kick me out.
Okay, so the next topic is about Agile. So Agile has 4 core values: uh, individuals and interactions over process and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, responding to change over following a plan. And it has 12 principles: customer satisfaction, welcomes change, frequent delivery, teamwork, trust and support, face to face meetings, working software, sustainable development, continuous attention, maintain simplicity, self organized, and reflect and adjust. So, the next one is Agile model: Crystal, Scrum, Lean, and XP. Next, we have Scrum roles, wherein there were 3 roles in Scrum: product owner, Scrum master, and development team. Product owner is the voice of customer, Scrum master is the servant leader, development team is self organized, accountable for the work, who does the work and responsible. And there were principles of Scrum, which is iterative development, control over empirical process, collaboration, value based prioritization, time boxing, and self organization. And Scrum artifacts, we have 3 artifacts in Scrum: sprint backlog, increment, and product backlog. So there were different events that happen in Scrum: the sprint planning, the daily stand up, sprint review, and retrospective. So we have multiple prioritization techniques specific to the backlogs. One is Masco technique, 100-point technique, affinity estimation, Fibonacci series estimation, planning poker, and Kanban method. So another part is agile planning, which is agile onion we call it, daily iteration, release, roadmap, and vision. And each has its own specifications, where daily we do a daily scrum, and then the iteration or a sprint, we do stories, definition of done, commitment and level of capture the level of effort required for the specific sprint. And in release, we plan about the iteration and the team capacity that is required for the specific release. And road mapping is in road mapping we do release planning and objectives for the specific milestone. And in vision, we think about what is to be done and who need to be done, why, and all the assumptions will be carried in that exercise. That is all about the agile.
Yeah, Dinesh, I'll take the stakeholder. Can you see my screen?
No, you stopped it.
Okay. Okay, now let's talk about the stakeholder. What is the stakeholder definition? Like who impacts from the project either positively or negatively? There are multiple steps in the stakeholder engagement. Like first, we need to identify the stakeholders. How we identify the stakeholders is contacting the subject matter expert and focus groups, OPA and EF and workshops. Second step is record the stakeholders. Once we identify them, we can record them in the stakeholder register. And then third step is analyze the stakeholders. There are three categories: upward, downward, and then sideward stakeholder. Step number four is prioritize the stakeholders. How we prioritize is based on their power. If it is a high power, high interest, we manage them closely. High power and low interest, we can keep satisfy them. Low power and high interest, keep informed. Low power and low interest, watch list, and then stakeholder cube, and then a salience model is based on the power, urgency, and legitimacy. And step number five is review and update the stakeholder. Finalize the initiation phase as a stakeholder register, and then develop the stakeholder engagement plan and utilize the stakeholder engagement plan. The seventh step. Step number eight is implement the stakeholder engagement plan after approved by the CCB and review if something is not captured or if there are changes, we need to send the stakeholder engagement plan again to the CCB board. If the new stakeholder comes, we have to repeat the step number 1 to 9 again. Next one is the communication. Sana, you want to you want to share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, Sana.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk about communication. We have 4 R's, which is we talk about the right information at the right time, right people, and right impact. So we understand the culture, customs, people, and influence. We have three, what do you say, sender, receiver, and noise type of communication. Sender is the one who encodes the information. Receiver is the one who decodes the information and give it back to the sender. Noise is where the communication gets distorted. We have 3 types of communication. Push, which is one-way communication. Pull is where we need effort to get the information. Then the third one is interactive, which is two-way. Also, we need to understand the location of the team, which can be virtual or physical. Both has its own challenges and pros and cons. Then we also develop the communication management plan. The inputs of the communication management plan are project charter, project management plan, and stakeholder register. The outputs are going to be communication management plan and the project updates. So in communication management plan, we think about the stakeholder communication requirements, what information is going to be communicated, the frequency and the format, who is going to be responsible, and also the escalation process will be mentioned in the communication management plan. So that's about communication. I can also go with procurement. Okay, so procurement, we have different types of contracts. So we need to look at the type of scope. it could be fixed or variable. In fixed scope, we have firm fixed price contract, for fixed price incentive fee contract, which can be challenged in the court. We have fixed fee ETA contract, which is used for long-term contracts, and it is proportionally related to one of the variables, which could be like the gold or dollar value or related to any of the inflation thing. In variable type of contract, we have cost plus fixed fee, cost plus incentive fee, cost plus award fee, and TNM, time and material. In the initiation phase, we identify the needs. What do we need to buy? What is going to be the source selection criteria? Then in the planning phase, we looked at the procurement statement of work, we prepared that. We have the procurement management plan, which is where we define the strategy. We advertise what is needed to the potential sellers. We hold a bidder conference. We receive proposals, and then we do the negotiations where PM is not part of the negotiation. In execution phase, the contract is signed. In monitoring and control, we deliver the procurement, and then we do the audit and inspection. Inspection could be approved or not approved. If it's approved, then we close the procurement. If it's not approved, we will have a conflict, and there are 4 stages of conflict. It's win-win, where we come up with a solution that works for both the parties. Then the second one is where we check the contract. The third one is where we involve the mediator to resolve the conflict. And third one is where we settle the conflict in the court. So that's from me. Who is going to be next?
Dinesh, you want to take the team?
Yeah, let me go ahead. Okay. So the team, so team consists of different artifacts, project, team charter. In team charter, we set the ground rules, values. We also look into the training needs assessment by using the SWOT analysis, and it consists of conflict management techniques as well as levels of conflict. So there are multiple levels of conflict: problem to solve, disagreement, contest, crusade, and world war. In each stage, where a PM takes action accordingly. So in the problem to solve, he's not going to be involved. He will avoid getting involved himself. In the disagreement, PM tries to reduce the noise and reduce the disagreement with the team. And in contest, PM sets the vision for the team to be followed. In case of crusade, the PM is going to remove the group thinking, and the World War situation, where PM is going to separate the team, he's not going to be involved. He tries to separate so that the things get cooled down. And there were multiple conflict management techniques. So avoid, withdraw, which is a lose-lose proposition. Accommodate and compromise, lose-win proposition. And force, direct. Collaborate and problem solve, which is a win-win. Accommodate and smoothing, which delays and maintains the harmony within the team. And emotional intelligence. So we have various types of emotional intelligence.
Time's up.
Where,
Time's up. Time's up. Time's up. When time is up, then time is up. Okay. So very well done. Very well done, team 3. Could have managed time better if you are looking at the watch, but very well done. Great job.
We still have 4 more topics. That's okay.
So you can have 100 questions left, but if you complete 80 questions in 3 hours 50 minutes, PMI is not going to give you more time. Okay?
Understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Last team: Anjali, Avais Bhatt, Avais Islam, Saddam, Prakash, Said. Please.
Anjali, you want to go first with your fundamentals?
share my screen?
Yeah, it's coming.
We can see.
I can see my booklet or pathway to P.
Wait.
Why its name is pathway to PMP? It's not pathway to PMP, Anjali. It's PMP booklet. Pathway is, I'll show you. It's this big.
Is it the match that just gonna
No. This is PMP booklet, 24 pages that I gave it to all of you today. This is pathway to PMP. You see, it's a complete book, pathway to PMP. Booklet is a summary revision. I don't give it to anybody because I don't want you to read it. I don't want you to read books. Okay? Okay, Bharat, share your mind map.
Okay. So we starting with the fundamentals, basically what exactly a project is. So the project is a temporary endeavor, so it has a start and end date. And the main purpose of a project is to increase the business value and to support the organization strategy. When we say the organization strategy, it's divided into three parts: portfolio, programs, and operations. Portfolio is basically the collection of projects, programs, and operations. So we can say program is a collection of related projects, and operation is an ongoing activity that is done when the project is completed. And for the projects, we have a three different types of metrics for the project based on the kind of control the project manager and the functional manager has. So the strong metrics in this, the PM has more control. For the weak metrics, SM has more control, whereas for the balance, both have the same kind of control. And in PMO, basically, it decides in PMO, it has to be of supportive controlling and directives, initiatives for supportive. Basically, it involves tools, techniques, and trainings. Controlling, it deals mainly with the audit in the support decisions. And directive, it guides for day-to-day PM activities. The life cycle of the project, it has pre-project, process scripts, and post-projects. So in pre-projects, basically the documents that involves it includes the assessments, business cases, and business management plans. Whereas the process group which we have, it has five parts, which is initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, control, and closing. For initiation phase, basically in that part, we have three documents: project charter, which is the first document that is being created, which includes of all the details about the project, assumption log, and the stakeholder register consisting of about the details about the stakeholders. Second comes the planning, which has 8 plans, and based on the plans, we decided the project is a predictive project or an agile project. Third is the execution, where exactly what actual work is being done. Here we train the team members, we handle the conflict, and raise an issue, manage them issues if it has arise. Fourth is the monetary control. Over here, basically, we compare what was the plan and what is the actual work which is done, and we raise change request if the plan has not been done for the expectations. Closing this in this part, basically, the project has been approved or rejected based on the deliverables, and whatever is the lesson learned is being captured in this part. Lastly comes the post project, where the operation part comes into picture once the project has been delivered. So also we have the three types of business projects, which is productive, adaptive, and hybrid. For adaptive, we have three types: iterative, incremental, and agile. So we'll go forward and look into what more about the agile.
Alex, but can you start with your agile?
Yeah, let me share the screen. Let me know if you can, if it's visible.
It is visible. Thank you.
Okay, yes. So agile basically is a mindset, and it's like change driven or adaptive. Then agile, the very important thing is the scope is variable and delivery in parts. So the example we can say it's a design or prototype. That's a part, an example of agile. The key points of agile, which are here, agile embraces the changes. Agile works on minimal viable product. Agile has four values and 12 principles we will be discussing. In agile, we plan at the high level and progressively team goes into details. Working is progressive and collaborative. Okay. Now let's look at what are the four values.
The four values are individual and interaction over process and tools. Number two, working software over comprehensive documentation. Number three, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Number four, respond to change over following the plan. 12 principles are the basically extension of the four values, which says the highest priority is to satisfy the customer. Welcome to change, frequent delivery, work together, trust and support, face to face conversation, working software, sustainable development, and continuous attention towards excellence, maintain simplicity, self organizing team, and retrospective, which is called the reflect and adjust. Agile charter. Agile charter is basically it has a vision, a roadmap will be decided here, and a high level plan will be made here. Then agile we have information radiator. So we have task board, Kanban board, burn down, burn up charts. Task board consists of what we need to do, what's are in progress, what is in testing, and what are completed. Con board shows us work in progress, how much work can be done in one time, what are the pain points. Burn down chart tells us how much work is remaining, where burn up chart tells us how much work is done. Okay, Agile has a framework which is called a Scrum. So Scrum has basically, we can say that it has four ceremonies. One is sprint planning, daily stand up, sprint review, sprint retrospective. Documents or artifacts in Scrum are product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increment. Sprint product backlog has the all the requirements of the user stories. Sprint backlog has the sprint requirements or sprint goal, whereas the product increment is the user stories accepted by the customer. Team, it has three types of members, like product owner, which is the part of the team but the face of the customer or the client, whereas scrum master is he or she is responsible keep all the team intact, just eliminate any, avoid any impediments to role, should be like a servant leader. And team, when it comes to team will be organizing. Team will decide the user stories, and it will be expert in one domain but have the knowledge in multiple domains. Then a very I have made the life cycle of agile. So in life cycle of agile, I have written that all requirements are called user stories. User stories will be documented in the document which, as I mentioned, product backlog. All the user stories will be prioritized in it. High level plan will be made, and then this plan will be divided into releases. Releases will be further divided into iterations or sprints, we call. Sprint or iterations can be minimum of 1 week or maximum 4 weeks, but generally it is 2 weeks. In sprint, first we do the planning, which is called the sprint planning, and the picked up user stories are called sprint goal. Sprint goal will be documented in sprint planning. Now, daily progress will be shared. This progress sharing meeting is called a daily stand up, and the time duration of daily stand up is 15 minutes. Discussion will what will be happening in the daily stand up, what we did yesterday, what we are going to do today, and is there any problem or roadblocks. There are three types of checklist: definition of ready, definition of done, and acceptance criteria. Definition of ready is the checklist is used before the start of the work to make sure that the equipment are all we have all the equipments needed. Definition of done is the checklist compared to the completed work with the checklist decided in the sprint goal. And acceptance criteria is client, one of the client is also part of the client is also has its own checklist in which will be used the comparison between the completed work versus the sprint goal. If customer approves the sprint review, it will be added into another document which is called the product increment. And if the customer rejects it, it will go into this into the product backlog. There are some once the customer leaves, we will do a retrospective, and which is called so called as a sprint retrospective. Then there are two other things I have mentioned: story points, the effort, or we can say time estimation to complete a user story, or the velocity, how many user stories a team can do in one sprint, and team will tell that what will be the velocity of the sprint. here is from my side, the agile.
Sorry, you want to go next?
Yes.
Risk and quality.
Okay, so we will comment the risk first. The risk. A month ago, we have the risk analysis. So, am I audible, everyone?
Yeah, you're audible, but you can make it.
So we have on risk analysis, we have the quantitative and the qualitative analysis. Which and quantitative analysis, we have the functional diagram, Monte Carlo simulation, EMV analysis, and alternative sensitivity analysis, and decision tree analysis. And qualitative analysis, we are going to do the risk metrics.
Said, I cannot hear you. Your voice is not coming, Said. Guys, can you hear Said?
It's coming.
Now it's coming.
It's coming.
Now it's
So
coming.
risk is probability and impact, and risk, we have the risk organization types, risk seeker, risk averse, and neutral. And in risk, we are having the risk appetite, threshold limit, and tolerance level. And risk strategies, and we have the proactive response strategies. And risk and proactive response strategy, we have the positive of risk, which we call the opportunities, and the negative risk we call the threats. So, and we have the reactive response strategy, which we call the active acceptance and passive acceptance. And the active acceptance, we have the plan A and the fallback plan, the contingency reserve plan. And also in the passive acceptance, when risk response means that the project team has accepted the risk and created the response plan to be executed. If it does not have, this excludes the project manageable PMP and RMP. And we have the risk monitoring and control. And risk monitoring and control, we have the risk audits, the risk assessment, and the variances and the trend analysis. And we also need to know the impact of the risk, which is the primary risk, the secondary risk, and the residual risk. Okay, further we will move to the quality. And the quality, we have, we need to, quality is what the customer pay for, and what are the risk in the quality, which is the cost of conformance and the cost of non-conformance. And the cost of non-conformance, which will increase the rework warranty cost and will cause the brain damage. And cost of conformance, like we are doing the testing entity to avoid the failures. And we have the quality processes and tools in which we make quality management plan to make sure quality standards are documented and cost of quality is mentioned. And quality management plan, we have the cost of quality, where the budget approval from the sponsor, and we set a standards which we call the benchmarking, like APIS and ASME standards. And then once we come to the execution state, we manage and follow the right processes of quality management plan, and we do the checklist for inspection of deliverables. And then once we come to the monitoring and control stage, we deliver we audit the deliverables, and then what is acceptable. What is acceptable internally, we call it verified, and what is acceptable is for the cost quality baseline. That we call the validated or accepted deliverable. And then we have the quality processes and tools, inspection checklist, check sheets, audit, inspection, checking inspection, sampling, control chart, switchment diagram, which we call the cause and Y effect, distribution chart, Pareto principle, scatter diagram, DOX, design of X, failure mode analysis, and FLT diagram. That's all from my side. Maybe somebody else can enter also on the next topic.
Yes. I will share.
Guys, can you hear it? What does that
Yeah,
mean?
I will share.
What does that mean? Time's up.
I'm not.
Time up. Stopping your screen. Okay, Said, open the quality graph one time. Said,
Okay,
share your screen again.
okay.
Go to monitoring and control. Yeah, inspection audit is checking the effectiveness of the process. Audit is checking the effectiveness of process. Audit means are we checking the process or not? When you are checking the deliverable, you are doing inspection. So here write it down, deliverable inspection. Okay, audit is checking the effectiveness of process. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful mind maps by Said. Loved it. The entire team did a great job. Proud of you. So round of applause for team 4 and then round of applause for all teams. Great job.
Thank you.
You see, that's why I love this exercise. One time you made a mind map. It was one thing. Then 4 times the entire revision of PMP. So if we talk about you did PMP booklet, one revision, then you made your own mind map, second revision, then 4 teams shared, 6 time revision we did. And tomorrow we are going to apply this revision. Tomorrow we are going to have 180 question answer session. Tomorrow we are going to have 180 question answer session. Okay? Be prepared, be relaxed, and tomorrow we'll see you in that session. One more thing. Tomorrow 644. Tomorrow class will be 1 hour later than the normal class. Like normal class is 7 p.m. UAE time. Tomorrow class will be 8 p.m. UAE time. Okay, batch 12? Yes, Asrar.
Tomorrow question answer will be individual based or group based?
Group. All the coaching calls are 8 p.m. UAE time. All the coaching calls are 8 p.m. UAE time. So now it's yeah 8 whatever the time is you put 1 hour behind. Okay. Like Saudi, if 8 p.m. UAE time, 7 p.m. Saudi time, and you can convert it accordingly. Okay. 11 a.m. EST, and sorry Mateen Saab. Anyway, Mateen Saab, you could not join the entire session. It was 60 question answer, 180 question answers. Okay, Mateen, I would like to have a call with you after the session. And guys, from now on, tomorrow, I would recommend before tomorrow class, try to complete your topics as much as you can. And just before 1 hour before the session, go through the PMP booklet one more time. Okay, this will give you a revision of the session. Anyone has any question? With that, see you tomorrow, same time, 1 hour later, same location. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Bye-bye. Okay, so guys, this was the session of my students that are enrolled in our program. If you also want to get those things, if you also want to become certified PMP, now can be a great time for you. We'll make sure every single person who joins our program, they become certified PMP. This is something I'm really proud of you. And this is something that we have delivered it again and again. You see, 5 days of session, then this mind map, and tomorrow 180 question answers. Everything for one goal, that they become certified PMP. So if you also want to become certified PMP, my number is there, my email is there. Let's start working with you and let's make you PMP in the minimum possible time. I hope that was helpful for you and I hope you consider it. And if you join, I'll make sure you become PMP. Bye-bye.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually. Like I'm kind of like really
And I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow.
So